Welcome back to Netrush Report, your home for everything tennis, the rivalries, the emotions, and the stories that go far beyond the court. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because today, we're diving deep into the controversy shaking Italian tennis. The storm surrounding Jannik Sinner, and the fiery defense from journalist Enrico Mentana that left the whole nation talking. Let's rewind for a moment. It's been an incredible 2 years for Jannik Sinner, a story straight out of sports mythology. From a quiet kid from the snowy mountains of South Tyrol, to a 4-time Grand Slam champion. From being mocked as too shy, too quiet, too nice, to becoming the most dominant Italian athlete in a generation. He brought the Davis Cup back to Italy. He conquered the Australian Open. He stood toe-to-toe with Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic, and won. He even beat Alcaraz in Riyadh this year, in one of the most talked-about matches of the season. But then, everything changed with one decision. When Sinner announced that he would skip the Davis Cup finals in Bologna next month, it sent shockwaves across Italy. The reason? He wanted to focus on 2 things. The ATP finals in Turin, where he'll face the world's best, and preparing to defend his Australian Open title in January. Perfectly reasonable for a player managing an elite schedule, right? Well, not to everyone. Italian media exploded. Social media erupted. And suddenly, the 24-year-old hero was being dragged through headlines as if he had turned his back on the entire nation. It started with small whispers. He's forgotten where he came from. He only cares about money now. He's too big for Italy. Then, it turned into full-blown attacks. Critics accused him of being unpatriotic. They dug into his private life, his background, his finances, and then came the most personal blows. They said he wasn't Italian enough. Why? Because Jannik Sinner was born in South Tyrol, a region in northern Italy where German is the dominant language. He grew up bilingual, speaking both German and Italian fluently. But for some reason, that fact, which should have been a symbol of Italy's diversity, was twisted into a point of division. As one headline crudely put it, he's a German speaker who doesn't pay Italian taxes. Let's talk about that. Sinner, like many top athletes, lives in Monaco, a well-known tax haven. So yes, he pays his taxes there, not in Italy. But so do countless tennis players, from Novak Djokovic to Alexander Zverev to Stefanos Tsitsipas. It's a practical decision for athletes with global earnings and intense travel schedules. Yet, in Italy, this became a weapon. The narrative? Sinner doesn't care about Italy's tax system or its people. He's just another rich athlete taking his money elsewhere. And if that wasn't enough, consumer rights group Codicons decided to get involved. They issued a public statement saying Jannik Sinner should be stripped of all his civic honors, awards he received for leading Italy to Davis Cup victory in previous years. Their reasoning? By refusing to play this year, he had deserted Italy's cause. A shocking accusation against a player who just a year ago had been hailed as a national treasure. And that's when Enrico Mentana, one of Italy's most respected journalists and TV anchors, decided he'd heard enough. Mentana, who has spent decades anchoring the news on Rai, Mediaset, and now La 7, took to Instagram with a powerful message that cut through all the noise. He wrote, "He doesn't play the Davis Cup. He's a native German speaker. He pays taxes in Monte Carlo. He only plays the most lucrative tournaments. He's open to 1,000 advertisements. Codicons wants all his honors revoked. But if tennis is supplanting soccer among the very young, it's because of him, the Jannik Sinner whom the world envies us." It was a mic drop moment. Because Mentana wasn't just defending a tennis player, he was defending an idea, that Italy should be proud of its champions. That success should not be punished. That being Italian isn't about where you pay taxes, it's about what you represent on the world stage. And for young Italians, Jannik Sinner has become the face of hope, ambition, and calm excellence. Around the world, the reaction couldn't have been more different. In the UK, The Guardian praised Sinner for managing his schedule like a pro. In the US, ESPN called his focus the mark of a champion. Even Alcaraz fans on social media admitted, Sinner is doing what's best for his career. It's a move we've seen before. Roger Federer often skipped national events to protect his body. Rafael Nadal has missed Davis Cup ties due to injuries or planning. Novak Djokovic has carefully managed his appearances to extend his career. But in Italy, where passion for sport often blends with national identity, it's different. Playing for Italy isn't just about points or preparation. It's about pride. It's about belonging. It's about giving back. And to some fans, Sinner's absence felt like betrayal, not strategy. The debate quickly turned into something bigger. It wasn't just about tennis anymore. It became a cultural war. On one side, those who said Sinner should respect Italy by showing up, no matter what. On the other, those who argued that Italy should respect Sinner for making smart, career-oriented decisions that keep him competitive globally. Some Italian politicians even weighed in, praising Sinner as a symbol of modern Italy. Others quietly suggested he had become too distant from ordinary people. Meanwhile, sponsors continued to flood his inbox. Nike, Rolex, Gucci, brands that see him not as a controversy, but as a global ambassador. Because outside Italy's internal storm, Jannik Sinner's image remains untouched. The polite, hardworking, focused athlete, everything sports marketing dreams are made of. Here's where Mentana's words ring the loudest. He said, "If tennis is replacing football among young Italians, it's because of him." And that's true. Before Sinner, Italy was a football nation, full stop. But now, clubs are reporting record tennis sign-ups among kids. TV ratings for ATP matches in Italy have tripled since Sinner's rise. And tennis academies from Milan to Rome are calling it the Sinner boom. He's made tennis cool in Italy again. He's inspired a new generation to pick up rackets instead of footballs. And he's given Italian sports something it hasn't had in years, a global superstar. So yes, maybe he's not playing the Davis Cup this year. But his impact on Italy? It's immeasurable. Let's not forget what Jannik himself has said many times. "I play for Italy every time I step on court." And that's true, because every time he wins, the Italian flag rises. Every time he competes with grace, humility, and silence, it reflects the best of Italy. The truth is, Sinner is still young, only 24. And managing a top-tier tennis career means making tough calls. Skipping one event isn't abandonment. It's longevity. It's strategy. It's what allows champions to keep being champions. Because if Sinner burns out, Italy loses him entirely. But if he stays strong, focused, and healthy, Italy wins every single time he steps on court. Right now, Italy has something no other nation does, a superstar and a system. Matteo Berrettini, Lorenzo Musetti, and the rising juniors are all inspired by what Sinner has done. And whether he plays in Bologna or not, his presence has already changed the game. Even Carlos Alcaraz, his biggest rival, recently said in an interview, "When I see Sinner train, I see what real dedication looks like." That's the kind of respect no trophy can buy. Mentana's Instagram post ended with that powerful line, "The world envies us." And he's right. Because how many countries can say they have a 24-year-old who's won 4 Grand Slams, beaten the world number 1 multiple times, and carries himself with humility, class, and quiet confidence? Even if some Italians are too angry to see it now, history will. Because when the next generation of Italian kids win Grand Slams, they'll all say the same thing. "I started playing because of Jannik Sinner." So, what's really happening here isn't a story about taxes, language, or schedules. It's a story about success, and how success changes how people see you. Jannik Sinner isn't turning his back on Italy. He's leading it, in his own way, through excellence, discipline, and focus. And as Enrico Mentana said, the world envies Italy for having him. Because while everyone's shouting at Sinner, he's still winning, still smiling, still proving that greatness doesn't need to apologize. Thanks for watching NetRush Report, where we bring you the drama, the emotion, and the truth behind tennis' biggest headlines. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of tennis news that really matters. Because here, it's not just about the matches. It's about the stories that shape the sport. Until next time, stay passionate, stay curious, and keep watching the court like never before. This is NetRush Report, signing off. Tennis.